Hello everyone, good evening. This discussion, recorded discussion is for those who missed our classes last week. So I know you would like to have a consultation with me. Unfortunately, our schedules did not allow. So I'll just go through very quickly with the concepts and we will proceed right away to the available examples in this slide. So topic number 1 is on concepts and theorems of antidifferentiation. The theorems here are the basic laws on integration and specifically one of the most basic integration formulas, which is the integration of algebraic functions. Algebraic functions or the power functions. Sige, let's proceed. So, antidifferentiation or integration is the inverse of differentiation. We have mentioned this already in class. And integration is the process of finding the antiderivative. So, an antiderivative is the antiderivative of a function f is big F if this condition is satisfied. What does it tell us? Big F prime is equal to small f of x. Hindi namatay, babe? Then we can say that f is an antiderivative of f. Okay, let's go directly to the first, the notations na lang. So this symbol here is called an elongated S. The elongated S and dx go hand in hand. And this dx here tells us the variable of integration. The elongated S is called the integral sign. And the function f of x here is the integrand. And the answer of the integration process is called the general antiderivative. Considering a particular value of the constant c will give you a particular antiderivative of the function. Okay, so this is the first integration formula. So if the integrand is the power function x to the n, then the antiderivative is just x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1. In particular, this is a review. Okay. So later on, I will share a special case of that theorem. Here, we will apply that theorem or that integration formula. So the antiderivative is 8x to the 4, why 4? Because it's 3 plus 1 over 4. The denominator is exactly the exponent of the function because according to the law, we have x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1. By the way, we derived this in class. No, we talked about the reason behind why we have this integration formula. It's actually derived from the differentiation formula. So that's plus c. Another example. Oh, we can simplify this further to x to the 4th plus c. Next, notice that the integrand is a function, but we know that we can rewrite this as integral of x to the negative 2 dx. Okay, So now we can already apply the rule for integrating a power function. So we have x to the negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2 plus 1 plus c. Simplifying, we have x to the negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. We have a negative exponent, so we will bring that down. And we have a negative 1 in the denominator, so you can have negative 1 over x plus c. This is now the final answer. Okay, another example, very simple. We can rewrite or express this as 4x to the negative 5 dx. Integrating, we have x to the negative 5 plus 1 over negative 5 plus 1 plus c. Simplifying, the final answer, or not yet, let's just simplify first. 4x to the negative 4 over negative 4 plus c. We have a negative exponent. We have 4 over 4. So this is negative 1 over x to the positive 4 plus c. Okay, correct. So the law that we apply there on those examples is theorem number 2. Theorem number 3 is a special case of theorem number 2. This is the case when n is, what's the value of n? When n is 0. Integral of dx is equal to x plus c. Theorem number 4 tells us that if the integrand is a product of a constant a and a function, to simplify our job, we can factor out the constant and then proceed with integrating f. Theorem number 5 deals with integrands that are sum or difference. So integral of f plus or minus g is equal to the integral of f. Integrate f first, plus minus integrate g. Theorem number 6 is a combination of theorem 5 and theorem 4 and 5. If the integrand is a linear combination, we have a constant times a function plus a constant times a function. We can factor out the constants and decompose the sum. f1 of x, then integrate f2 of x. We can actually look at it as applying first theorem number 5, c1 f1 of x dx plus c2 f2 of x plus and so on up to integral of cn f of n of x dx. Then factor out c1, we will get this one. Okay, let's go look at an example. Number 1, find the general antiderivative of f. First, let us express this in notation form. So, integral of 9x squared plus 2x minus 5, integrate in terms of x. So, combining all or using all those theorems, the antiderivative here is factor out the constant 9x, then add 1 to the exponent. We have 2, so this is 3 over 3. Plus, we have the constant 2x, and we know there is a 1 in the exponent, so plus 1, that's 2 over 2. Minus 5x plus c. So simplifying, we have 9 over 3 is 3x cubed plus 2 will cancel out. So I have x squared minus 5x plus c. Now, how do you check if your answer is correct? What we can do is, by definition, we can take the derivative of our antiderivative. So taking the derivative here, we have 9x squared plus 2x minus 5. The derivative of a constant, any constant is 0, sorry. So as you can see, the derivative is exactly the integrand. So here we are confident that our answer is correct. Another one, integral of the cube root of x to the fifth, dx. Now, as you can see, we still What we can do is to rewrite this in power function so we can apply our formula. So, law of exponents or law of radicals, we can rewrite the integrand as x to the 5/3. Proceeding with integration, we have x to the 5/3 plus 1 over the exponent, which is 5/3 plus 1 plus c. Now, adding the exponent, we know that 1 is 3 over 3, right? So we have x to the 8/3 over 8/3 plus c. Dividing, we have a fraction in the denominator, so we can take the reciprocal, then x to the 8/3 plus c. Now, checking our answer, we can find the derivative of our antiderivative. So, copy the constant, bring down the exponent, copy the base, then minus 1 plus 0. So, this will cancel out. So, I am left with x to the 8/3 minus 1 or minus 3 over 3. That's x to the 5/3 plus c. This is now, oh, sorry, this is 0 na, sorry. So, as you can see, the derivative is exactly the integrand. So, we are sure that our answer is correct. Okay, another one. Okay, so we can divide, no? Trinomial divided by a monomial. So we will have 5x, right? Minus 3x to the negative 2 plus 2x to the negative 3 dx. Am I right? I think so. Sige. So, antiderivative is 5x squared over 2 minus 3x to the negative 1 over negative 1 plus 2x to the negative 2 over negative 2 plus c. Simplifying our answers, we have 5 halves x squared minus, okay, this becomes plus 3 over x minus 1 over x squared plus c. Okay, I think that's all. If you have questions, class, we still have time before your FA tomorrow. So you can come to me in the office. Hopefully, you will find me there. Good night.